Hello, cool artisans. My name is Shonda, and welcome to my channel Under the Needle. So I'm here with an unboxing, actually several unboxings. I have not done a Stashin with Stephanie unboxing in quite some time. Now, as you guys know, toward the end of last year, I got busy with the holidays, as we all do. But come the first of the year, I had, some life. It's just been a rough 6 months. Let's just put it that way. So, I haven't opened my packages. So I have five Stashin with Stephanie packages to open. These are, I think, November, December, January, February, and March. Now, I don't remember if November is actually December. I think it might be December, January, February, March, April. Or something like that. No. Yeah, because this mailed out March 28th, so I would have got this April. So it's actually December, January, February, March, April. I won't be getting one for May because I did... Okay, let me just start. So the way the subscription works is each month, Stephanie curates 10 fat quarters from a modern line of quilt fabric. It's always going to be new. It's always going to be modern. So it's not going to be something that came out 2 years ago or even a year ago. It's going to be fresh new fabric. Okay, and that's for me, that was kind of key here, was that it's fresh new fabric, because there's no point in this. If I'm getting something that came out last year, I can get that by myself much cheaper than paying full boat retail, right? So but it's always new, and it's always modern. Now, I first became a subscriber in, I think, either late 2019 or early 2020. And I was a subscriber for a few months, maybe 3 months or so. And then I stopped, not because I really wanted to, but because I was new to the whole subscription game. And I couldn't sign up to everything all at once. So I was like, well, let me just sign up to a few, see how I like them, stop them, sign up for a few more, so I could just kind of try out some different ones. What the heck was that? Okay, no. Whew, okay. So I did it for, like I said, a few months, and then I stopped, and then I tried some others, and then I came back in October of 2020. So I have been a continuous subscriber from October of 2020 until the 1st of April, when I decided to cancel. And the reason I canceled this subscription is because I don't have space for more fabric. So the reason I didn't open these packages was because I was having a rough time, and I just didn't even want to, I couldn't even muster up the energy to do an unboxing for it. So so I just kind of let them stack on the shelf. So yeah. So anyway, I'll put all the pricing information down below, but I think it's like $37 and some change, and you get 10 fat quarters and a pattern every month. And she gives you, there's always a video tutorial each month where she gives you tips and tricks on how to construct the quilt and gives you best practices to get the best results. Stephanie is a very meticulous sewer, so she gives you specific recommendations on how to pin your fabric, stuff like that. They're great videos. And then sometimes she, because she does have a long arm, I believe she has a sit-down long arm. I don't know if it's a sit-down long arm, but it's not computerized. It's not a computerized long arm. So she does often also show how she quilts the quilt and gives you, like, kind of talks through her thought process and her design process and how she decides what to quilt and where. So I think it's a very useful subscription. I really do. I just don't need all of this fabric anymore. I just don't. It's too much. It's too much. Right now, I don't know where this fabric is going to go when I unbox it. And also, like, I still have fabric from hauls that is sitting in bins because I just don't have space on my shelves. And realistically, I'm probably not going to be able to put this fabric back here. I bought a standalone shelf, and I'm probably going to have to put fabric on that. Even though I intended it to be for other types of storage, I'm going to end up having to store fabric on it just because I don't have any. I'm out of space. So I am going to be ending this subscription, even though I like it and I get FOMO, because I swear one of the lines that I just adored came out in 2020 and I just missed it, because when I signed up, I had just missed that bundle. And that was Nuncia. That was the fabric line. It was Nuncia by Pat Bravo for Art Gallery Fabrics. I missed out on that fabric line and I'm still mad about it today. But that being said, I'm just going to have to be mad going forward because I can no longer get this subscription because I just don't have the space. I just don't have the space. I have too much of a stash already to keep accumulating 10 fat quarters every month plus whatever else. So as much as I love the subscription, as much as I think it's worth it, I just can't. I had to cancel it. I've already canceled it. So I did not get billed on April 5th. I believe that the 5th, I think it did bills on the 5th or the 6th. And I was able to cancel my subscription before it billed. And so I'm already canceled. So yeah, I'm a little bummed, but it's just the right thing to do. I just can't store anything else. So that's part of it. Also, just if you are considering, because I'm going to unbox all these fabric lines and show you the patterns that went with them so that you guys can see them and kind of make a determination about if this is something that's right for you. If you are a newer quilter, if you're not all stashed up, if you like modern fabrics and I've never been disappointed. I don't think there's ever been a line that I was like, Now there was some that I was like, I mean, to me there was like nothing that was like ugly. They were just things that weren't quite my style or that I wouldn't have gravitated to. But there were a lot of things that weren't my style that I ended up really liking, that I'm like, well, I'm glad I was in this subscription, because if not, I never would have chosen this fabric. And then there are some that it's like, I could have passed on this one. But in the, 2.5 years that I've been subscribed, that's 30 different bundles. 30 different bundles that I've gotten through this subscription. When I consider the first time that I signed up, plus this continuous time since October of 2020, we're talking about 30 bundles. And there might have been 2 where I was like, Because even one I was like, I don't think I like this. Made a quilt and was like, this is awesome fabric. And I gifted that quilt. I loved it so much. It hurt me to give it away, but it was Merriweather. Merriweather was the fabric line. I forgot who made it, but it was Merriweather. Got that, and I was like, what is this? Put it in a quilt and was like, this is great. So that's one of the reasons why I like this. When I tend to buy fabric on my own, I tend to gravitate toward the same stuff. So subscriptions allow me to kind of broaden my stash palette. But it's time to pause. And hopefully this is something that she's still doing in a couple of years, because realistically, it's going to take a couple of years of sewing for me to get this down to where I can realistically do another subscription like this. Because it's just 10 fat words. It's not even like, yes, she gives you a project each month, but I'm not doing a full quilt every month. I'm not. So, yeah, it's time. Now, just heads up, it used to be when you joined this subscription, you got access to all of the free patterns that she's released. There's probably 30 of them up there. She's recently changed the program, and I don't blame her, because what people were doing is that they would sign up for the subscription for 1 month, download all the free patterns, and cancel. So, and I that would be upsetting to me too if I'm putting in the work to create a pattern every month to go along with a subscription, and someone did sign up, downloaded all the free patterns, and only stayed joined for 1 month. That would upset me a little bit too if I was a creator. But at the same time, as a consumer, I don't blame the person because it was allowed. So I believe she's changed it now to where initially I think you only get like 3 patterns up front or something like that, and then every month you get like another 3 patterns or something like that. Something like that. I don't know all the details about it because it didn't really affect me because I had been subscribed for so long it didn't impact me. But if you are a newer subscriber, you now no longer get access to all the patterns at one time. You get some. You get like vouchers for a few of the patterns, and then I believe as you stay subscribed, you get more and more vouchers to download more and more patterns. Okay, now my personal Stashin pattern direct, I probably got like 30 of them. I mean, the pattern library. I mean, and her patterns are $12 a month, but even if it was $10, I mean, to me, it's worth it. I think for me, for tax, for the price of the subscription plus tax plus shipping was $40.24, I believe. So even if you took $10 off for the pattern, and I'm not even saying 12, I'm saying 10, then that brings it down to $30.24. And so divided by 10, that's $3 per fat quarter. And that's with all taxing and shipping included. So not a bad deal. I think it's a worthwhile subscription. I really highly recommend it. I just can't do it anymore. And it hurts me because this is one of the ways that I support smaller businesses and smaller quilt shops and quilt stores. But I can't store this fabric anymore. There's just no room. There's just no room. So let's get this thing going. All right. I should have gotten the scissors already. So this would be December's. And we don't know what we're getting each month, so I don't know. I don't even know what's in here. Okay, this one is Dreamscape by Josephine Kimberling for Figo Fabrics. Now this is probably one of those ones I never would have chosen if I had seen it online. Just going to put these out here. Just going to put these out. Now this is nice, and I think these look great in a quilt. But if I had seen this, take this down some so you can get a little closer maybe. If I had seen this online, I wouldn't have purchased this because it's just not bright enough. It's not vibrant enough. It's not this. I'm drawn to this. Crayola crayons, okay? This is not Crayola bright. So I wouldn't have chosen this, but I do like this. So let's see, what pattern did she design for this fabric? I don't even know if I have it. I thought I did. Okay. So the pattern that went with this fabric was this one here. Galactic. I can tell you, all these diamonds. Now she will, like if you really want to learn how to do all of this and to cut these 60-degree triangles and diamonds, she's your girl. She will show you how to do all that simply, easily. She makes it very manageable. If you want to do all that, she's your girl. She will help walk you through all that stuff. I have no desire to do all of this small piecing right now in my quilt journey. I have no desire. None whatsoever. It says triangles or diamonds that we're cutting. Diamonds. Diamonds and triangles. So if you're interested in something like this, I mean, it's very intricate. And the patterns vary. So some of the patterns are much more like intermediate or advanced beginner, and then some of them are super beginner. But they don't look like beginner quilts. They don't look super simple and basic. They just don't look that way. They don't. All of these patterns have a complexity to them and the way that they look that I also really appreciate it, which is another reason why, because these patterns aren't just squares and rectangles. They're not. They're much more intricate looking. She does a really good job with the patterns. They're not, basic square and a square, or, a square with a border around it. That's not what we're talking about here. The patterns are work. And she does one every month. All right, so this is Galactic. This is this fabric line here. I actually really like this. But I never would have bought this. Again, this is Dreamscape by Josephine Kimberling for Figo Fabrics. Now, my last name starts with a C, so I always got the A bundle. If your last name starts with a Z, you're always going to get the C bundle. And if your last name starts somewhere in the middle, you'll get the B bundle. I forget how it works, but you always know what bundle you're going to get based upon your last name. Also, there are finishing kits. So while these bundles have 10 fat quarters in them, you can then go online and get a finishing kit, which you can get a discount on. I think it's 20 or 25% off you get of finishing kits, which is kind of cool. She recently, a few months ago, started to where you can get the finishing kit shipped with your stashing bundle, which helps to cut down on the shipping, because I believe shipping is like $8 or $9, like $8.50 or something like that. So I believe if you choose to get the finishing kit shipped with your stash-in bundle, I think it's like just an extra $3 for shipping. So you get to save like $5 on shipping. This will be the January. I like this already. Nice and bright. So this is Belle Epoque by Stacy Peterson for Free Spirit Fabrics. It certainly looked like Free Spirit Fabrics. This print here is very kafy. So I was like, that in my head, I'm like, that print is kind of kafy, but this doesn't look like a kafe bundle. But that makes sense. And I love the pattern that goes with this bundle. Ooh, these are so pretty. Now this is something I would have I bought. This is the kind of stuff I buy. This is the kind of stuff I buy. Also, when you do get the finishing kit, so I didn't finish talking about that. When you do decide to, if you do order the finishing kit, you get the remaining fat quarters that you need to make the pattern. So, for instance, the particular pattern that she designed for this fabric line was this pattern here called Scatter. This is definitely going in the book to make. I've seen other quilts like this, kind of similar to this. I like this. You can tell this is all half square triangles. So it's not going to be difficult. But like, so, I don't know, you probably can't see this, but the lap takes 10 fat quarters. So if I wanted to make the lap, I have all the fat quarters that I need to make the lap size quilt. And the lap size quilt is 56 by 60. Now, if I wanted to make the twin size, I could get the finishing kit. The twin size takes 14 fat quarters. So that finishing kit is going to have 4 fat quarters from the line that will allow me to make that twin size quilt kit. And then it's also going to give me the background and binding that I need in that kit. But yeah, I think this this one here is going on the short list. I think I'm going to make this one. This might be like, I don't know, some type of leader ender project for me, just because it's all half square triangles. So this is not going to be a 2023 project because I've already got all of my passion projects scheduled for 2023. Don't know if I'll get them all done, but certainly going to try. All right, so again, this is Belle Epoque by Stacy Peterson for Free Spirit Fabrics. I feel like there were quite a few fabric names that were Belle Epoque in the past few years. One of them was like, I think by Maywood maybe, or something like that. But it was kind of like a red, white, and blue line, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. All right, the next month, February. So this is another one of those ones I wouldn't have bought, and this is probably one of those ones that I could have left on the shelf. This just isn't me at all. This is Delilah by Esther Fallon Lau for Clothworks. I don't know if I'm saying that right. This is very neutral. I almost don't go this neutral. There's nothing wrong with this fabric. I like that it brings the pinks in. The pinks kind of help save it for me. This is very pink. I also like this print here. So it's probably just the browns I'm having a problem with. Don't mind that. I don't mind the gray. So these are our fabrics. Now, for me, this doesn't really do much for me. This will probably become like bowl cozies for relatives. Like relatives, I made everybody bowl cozies for Christmas. And I just gave them 2 and they want more. They love them, right? Bowl cozies are the thing. It's like the thing you didn't know you needed until you had one. So this is something that I would use to like probably make bowl cozies for people, or even bowl cozies for my own home or something like that. I don't see myself making a quilt with this. Now there are certain prints that I might pull out. Like I actually like this print here. And I guess it's all the same print but different colors. So I like these 4 here. So I don't know. This one really isn't for me. But I did like the pattern that she made. It's called Cables. And it's like I said, these patterns are not like extra simple or extra basic. These are some good patterns here. And again, there is a video tutorial. So to make the lap, you need 6 dark and 8 light medium. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 darks and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 6 light mediums. So I would have to get 2 more darks and 2 more light mediums. You also need a yard and a half of background. Yeah, but I thought this was a really neat pattern. All, strips and squares and rectangles, stuff like that. So I like this pattern. Is it strip pieced? And it's strip pieced, which makes it nice and easy. So like I said, she does alternate where she might have some months where the patterns are a lot more complex and then other months where the patterns are less so. And she'll usually she loves to use triangles. So at least once, probably every 3 to 4 months, she will do a pattern that includes triangles. At least that's how it seemed like for me, or to me. Okay. So that's this one. And again, that was Delilah by Esther Fallon Lau for Clothworks. And this is pretty. Like, don't get me wrong, this is pretty. It's just a little too neutral for me. So it's like part of the joy of putting the quilt together is seeing all the vibrant colors. Like, seeing those vibrant colors is what gives me joy when I'm quilting. Like, that's what I like. This makes me happy. It makes me want to keep quilting. Just seeing the brightness makes me want to keep going. And this just doesn't do it in the same way. Even though, when you look at this color palette, this looks nice. This looks really good together. It's just not very exciting to me. It doesn't spark joy. So my concern would be, like, if I were to use a bundle like this, my concern would be, like, especially for a larger project, my concern would be burnout. Burnout from lack of color. All right, so this will be March. I like this one. Now we're talking. Sheesh. These are the folks that did Weather Report. Which well? Who's this? Oh, Leslie Tucker Jennison. That's the one. So this is Prairie Song by Leslie Tucker Jennison for Robert Kaufman. Love this line. Happy to have it. Now this is also neutral, but it's just neutral in a less traditional way, which works better for me. So here we have like a floral kind of neutral, where this is like an abstract neutral. This is kind of Tim Holtzy and E. Bond and stuff like that. Wishwell. They do nice stuff like that. Oh. Yeah. Now we're talking. Six. Seven. These are great. These are great. I love every single one of them. I can't really see that one. These are great. These are very neutral, but still they work. There's not a lot of difference between, so that's how I'm showing you can be neutral and still be exciting. This is neutral but exciting. And I feel like this is going to be a nice add to my house. Now the only one that's a bit off, just because of the selection that I have, is this one here. Well, maybe if you pull the whole thing out, because I'm like, can't really see. The red here. The red, this reddish color kind of stands out in the particular bundle that I have, because there's not much of that. Now there's a little bit of it here in here, so I guess maybe that helps to pull it out. But this would be one of those ones where I'd like to have a couple more SKUs, and I would like to maybe pull in this, because there's got to be more SKUs that have some of this in there. Now, since I didn't open this right away, it's probably, too late. I kind of wish I had ordered, if I had been paying attention and maybe got one of the finishing kits to get the rest of the fat quarters. But a lot of times I don't order the finishing kit because I don't want the background. Because I have a lot. She pulls the background from the line. So you're paying you know, the full boat, $13 a yard or whatever it is for your background. I'd rather just get, a cheap Kona, like a Kona Snow, or I've got just, when Fabric.com was in existence, I had pulled, I was able to get, quilt shop, name brand fabric, tone on tone or solids, for really, really cheap. And so I can't really justify spending, $14 or $13 a yard for my background when I have plenty of backgrounds that I can use. So this is such an awesome bundle. I just, ooh. But there's a difference. Both neutral. One's just a little more exciting. To me. Personal preference. Okay. All right. We just have one more bundle. Oh, I forgot to show you the pattern. So the pattern that she designed for this was called Sound Waves. It's really hard to see. It's made of 2.5-inch strips. Let's see if I can show this pattern a little better. This is what the quilt looks like. It's pretty. It's a pretty dynamic quilt. I could see myself making this one day. Not today, but this is really interesting. She makes some really interesting quilt patterns. This quilt is only in one size. It's a twin size, so you need 15 fat quarters. So I could pull blenders from my stash, or maybe pull, some weather report or something else that might be able to match back to it. But yeah, this is made with strips. All 1.5-inch strips. Yeah, I won't be making this anytime soon. I'm already making a quilt made solely of 1.5-inch strips. I'm not looking to do it again anytime soon. But great pattern. And the very last bundle, sort of in April's. See, it's like, this would be the reason why, like, I'm still with the program. Because most of the time, I really like what she chooses. This is Find the Birds by Estee McLeod for Free Spirit Fabrics. Now, we get a lot of Free Spirit over with Stephanie. So it's not like we just get, blank quilting or whatever like that, we get the good stuff because she partners with Free Spirit, and so we get the good stuff. We get the good stuff. These are great. I love this print. Oh my God. This right here, I take a bolt of this. And I'm not even, I'd take a bolt of this. This is just a beautiful print. I feel like I need to see the whole thing in its glory. That's gorgeous. It's coming off lighter. It's reading more yellow. This is actually a nice, like, just green. It's just green. And then that's kind of making it a bit more, green. It's just a green. Yeah, that's reading true. This is the color. But without this, it's reading very much a little yellowish, but it's not. It's very green. And it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Oh, I didn't fold that back right. I love the way she folds her fat quarters. This is how I fold mine. I got this from her. We have this print here. I like that we have these blenders in here to rest the eye because these are very loud, vibrant fabrics. So it's kind of nice to have, you know, a place where you can just kind of like rest. And I feel like these two do that. So let's pull it down some. Got another place to rest the eye here. And then this one here. This is gorgeous. This is a beautiful one. For me, the money shot is this print here. This print right here is absolutely stunning. A lot of these other prints are really nice too. I like that kind of like how Tula incorporates animals that aren't obvious animals. That's what we have here. And I appreciate that because this is a bird. That's the beak with something in his mouth. Right? And you got, like I said, you have to find the birds. This is like a random rear view mirror, looks like, with a fan blade. Let's see if we can find another bird. They're here. But it's just so abstract. It's so abstract. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And the pattern for this, I also love the pattern for this. Singularity is our pattern. Now you can, you probably can't look, but I can tell that there's some green in here that I don't have in my bundle. So that's clearly in another bundle. Now, this right here, I'm just now looking at the fabric requirements for here. If you're making the crib size, 32 by 32, you need 3 fat quarters, 3/4 of a yard of background, and 3/8 yards of back binding. But if you're making a lap size at 64 by 64, you need 25 fat quarters. I think that's got to be a typo. I think there's an error in the pattern. Yeah, there's got to be. Because the twin is 15 and the king is 27. So that's an error in the pattern. Let's see, how many do we really need? It's 12. 12 fat quarters. I'm just going to change this here on my pattern. So really, if I wanted to make the lap size version, I've got 10 fat quarters here. All I'd have to do is go over to my stash, pull 2 half yards from my Goodies Color Club, maybe a green or a yellow or both, and voila. I could even choose something like kind of cream. Well, no, because I wouldn't want that to mix with the background. But yeah, you could totally pull just a couple of blenders, pop it in here, good to go. I love this. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. I don't love it as much. I don't love it as much as this. This is this is really up my alley. Like the second I saw Weather Report by Leslie Tucker Jennison, I was all over it. I was all over it. And we got it in our Stashin bundle. And I bought more of it because that's how much in love with it I was. But yeah, of the 5, let's put them in order. Let's put this away first. Stack it back. But you can tell this singularity pattern is all half square triangles and squares. For me, this is going to be down on the list because you guys couldn't see it. It's all half square triangles and squares. I couldn't, because the way this is constructed, you have to make them two at a time. I hate that method of making half square triangles. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. So I don't know that I'll make that pattern. I don't know that I'll make that one. But of the bundles, the 5 that I showed you, this would be number 1, the Leslie Tucker Jennison. This is Prairie Song. That's definitely my favorite. This is definitely the second favorite. This is Free Spirit, S.V. McLeod, and it's called Find the Birds. That would be number 2. Number 3 would definitely be this one here. This is Belle Epoque by Stacy Peterson for Free Spirit. Number 4 would be Dreamscape by Josephine Kimberling for Figo Fabrics. And number 5 would be the Delilah by Esther Fallon Lau for Clothworks. And that's just because it's not my personal style. I don't mind the individual prints. This color palette is just way too earthy for me. I need a little bit more color and I need a little bit more abstract. Usually if I'm neutral, I prefer neutral and abstract, like Tim Holtz, like E. Bond, like Leslie Tucker Jennison. So there you have it. That's everything I know about the Stashin with Stephanie subscription. Those are the last 5 bundles that I've received. Yeah, so now I got to figure out where I'm going to put this because I don't know. No, I don't know. I almost didn't want to open it just because as long as it was in the packaging, I didn't have to put it away. Anyway, that's it for me, and I'll see you guys next video.